Welcome to Maker Conversations. I'm your host, Tiff Marchand from NIGHTCARVER Designs, and today on the show we have Lee Ohman from Regal Street Woodshop, and my guest host is Peter from Petrie's Workshop. So I am wicked excited to have both of these guys both on together again. The first time we were on, we were interviewing Peter, so now we're flipping the switch and we're talking a lot more about Lee and getting to know him. The sponsor of the show is Saburrtooth Power Carving, and if you're looking to get into power carving, they are the only ones I love and trust when it comes to it. So check them out and use NIGHTCARVER 10 in all caps to save 10%. For everybody who is coming to Workbench Con, I cannot wait to see you. If you haven't bought your ticket yet, you can use NIGHTCARVER in all caps, and that will get you $50 off of your ticket. All right, enough promotions and discounts. Let's get to the show.
And I really want to highlight Lee because he deserves his, he is an amazing content creator. The guy gets the shots, he gets the angles, and I just love him all around.
He gets the dance videos every week.
He puts that effort in.
Yeah, he does.
I can't even imagine. I want to see people watch the view of him recording these videos and having people just watch him as they're working. I think that would just be funny.
Yeah, just a far, but the first part, the music's playing, it's up close, and then from far away, his assistant, just holding a camera, vibing.
Then a guy in the background eating a sandwich, watching him.
What are those idiots doing?
I wonder what the song is this week. All right, I'm gonna admit him in.
Yeah.
As we're planning videos for him, we might as well just let him in on them.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
What's
How
up,
do I
Lee?
sound? Do I sound all right?
Yeah.
Talk
My
some
level's
more.
good? My level's good?
Yeah, you're on a level.
Can you hear me now?
What's up, buddy?
What's going on? Looking good, Pete.
Thank you. I got this hat from this Regal Lane place.
Regal
I used to
Lane.
You
frequent.
got the OG logo too.
Oh, that's
Nice.
the OG one. This is one of the first ones you and Danielle made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vintage.
Love it.
Vintage.
I was quickly scrolling down to your page because I wanted to see when you started. And I had called you a COVID boomer or COVID maker before. So it's
It kind
ooh,
of not
2020.
intentionally, it was right before COVID. And then COVID happened and it kind of just worked out that way. Because I feel like everybody was online at the same time.
Yeah.
We
It's
all
just,
needed a hobby for a
Yeah,
little
exactly.
bit there.
So I
Perfect
lucked out
timing,
in that
Lee.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, I
worked
saw
out.
that February you got right in there.
Yep.
Dang, Lee, did we meet in one of those engagement chats back then, or was it in Clubhouse? I forget. I feel like we're already following each other.
I feel like it was through AWP, and then
Maybe it was through AWP.
Yeah, probably through AWP.
There's so many ways for us all to.
They say never meet your heroes, but
Wait,
I'm meeting you now.
So,
It worked
those
out.
who don't know what AWP is, do you guys want to explain? Some people may not know.
It's this little tiny outreach program, startup / podcast that myself, Mike, and Dan do. And Lee was actually one of our guests in the beginning.
Oh, it wasn't?
Yep. Yo, weren't you on it once?
No, I have not been on it.
Oh, I thought we had you on for something.
No,
Oh, then we gotta bring you on.
Do you see
I could have sworn we had you on.
The eye rolls?
Oh wait,
he's
no,
doing?
I'm thinking of when we did the reverse of this. When I got surprised, I was like, I remember Lee being in a recording in
yes.
a podcast with me.
Yeah,
That's right. We did this
So, yes.
a year and a half ago, something
It
like
was
that.
a while ago.
Yeah. So yes, Lee joined me to interview you, Peter. But
That's
yeah,
right.
I think it was shortly after you moved.
And I was super surprised too, because you didn't drop the ball then.
no, I didn't ruin it.
I heard you slipped up. It
I had a gut feeling, but I wasn't sure.
was either me or Emma.
Yeah.
I felt like he knew, and sometimes I just let it drop. But at least he had that element of surprise for almost all the way to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
If I didn't have the wrong day, I still would have been surprised.
he would have. He pinged me on Thursday, tonight, right? Or the day before. And I was like, no, remember?
No.
Pete wasn't available. I was like, why don't you remember this?
Pete records AWP on Thursdays.
Yes.
And I'm definitely,
Oh.
did it make a difference that Tiff messaged me today, I definitely remembered 100%. It was on my calendar. I was definitely looking at it.
I give everybody a nice
I
hour or
appreciate
two
that.
courtesy message because life.
Yeah, no, you're so on top of it. I love it. So
I
Lee,
understand.
Yes.
since you started then, but you didn't really start back then, right? That's just when you started your Instagram. I want to hear your origin story. That's always been my question on our podcast.
I agree,
I just
though,
want to know your
'cause
origin story.
His skill levels were already really high for somebody who
Origin
just coming
story
on.
as far as woodworking, or
Like what like yeah, you're or the villainous part. Like
Tell
how
us.
did you become the villain that you are now? Like what happened?
Well, I feel like I've said this before, but Danielle wanted a table, and at the same time, she wanted a chicken coop. So
Naturally.
I had
Chicken
the
coop
tools to
table.
build the chicken coop, or the tools, and I needed more tools to build the table. So I went out and I bought the planer. I bought a used jointer off. I had my dad's old like skill saw brand table saw, like contractor special,
Mm-hmm.
which is not safe to be cutting
It's
8-quarter
fine.
white oak on. But I had no idea what I was doing, so I dove down the YouTube rabbit hole, and I found the a lot of the early people I started following. I don't even follow anymore, but I just
Isn't that
fell
funny
in
how that
love with.
happens?
Yeah, it's like I feel like a lot of them I don't see on social media at all anymore. I don't know if they've just kind of,
They
Faded
retired.
out.
it's
Mhm.
like their core, like their demographic. I've kind of not aged out of it, but like I'm not the beginner woodworker anymore. So I don't really like search for their videos as much.
I mean, you built the chair. You're pretty far into the intermediate at this
I
point.
copied a chair. But
They don't ask how, they ask how many.
it's true. So yeah, I mean, I fell down that rabbit hole, fell in love with the woodworking and everything, and then I just started collecting tools,
As we
and
do.
and I started making stuff and like small stuff. And Danielle's like, why don't you start posting? Like, make a page. Like, it could be Regal Street Wood Shop, like as a joke. And I was like, okay. So first thing I
Thanks
did
for
was
naming
like,
it, babe.
first thing I did was like try to make a logo to be like a legit woodworker on Instagram, So I cobbled together a logo, and it's been the same one ever since. I just fell in love with the community, met all you guys and everybody else, and it's just, what's not to love? It's
True.
some of my best friends are strangers I met on the internet.
Isn't that crazy?
It's so wild. Like,
That's so
the
nuts.
if you told me like a month before I started this, what was going to happen, I'd be like, you're out of your mind. Like, that's not me at all. Like, I'm an
I don't
introvert.
talk in chat
like,
rooms online.
I'm not dancing in videos and posting them on the internet. Like,
Yeah.
you out of your mind. But it happened.
No, I mean, and it happens really quick too. I'm sure you guys know that. Like, you kind of fall in love with people very fast on here once you connect. It's just like, oh, we've only been talking for 6 months, and you feel like this is your best friend.
Oh,
You're like,
yeah.
you
how did
feel
this
like you know
happen so
people,
quick?
like,
Yeah.
you feel like you've known them for forever. It's
Mhm.
wild.
I can genuinely say that like Lee's one of my best friends. We don't talk every day, but we talk a
Mhm.
lot. And he's one of my best friends. Every time we see each other, we hug. Our wives are best friends. They chat all the time. Like, I call Danielle.
We lucked out there, by the way.
Yeah, we did.
It's
Like,
true.
I'll call Danielle if I like think that Lee might be busy or working or sleeping or whatever. So like, it's crazy that like we met people that we met on the internet, or we never met. We just talked to. We heard their
Yep.
voice. But I think it has a stigma from back in the day where it was chat rooms and people getting catfished. But the way
Yeah.
we all met was we saw the genuine stories. And Lee, like we were talking about this with Tiff before. You were kind of shy in the beginning.
Yep.
Oh,
Like,
for
you didn't
sure.
really show your stuff. Like,
Just your
look at-
beautiful
I'm
products.
still shy. Like,
Well,
I still hate doing stories. Like, I'm
what was
not,
the straw that broke the camel's back? Talk about the progress. Like, how did you go from photos to dancing and shaking your booty?
I still don't know to this day. I still can't believe that I find it in me somehow to actually do that. And sometimes people watch me do it, which is insane because I like want to find a corner to hide in to do those videos.
We were just talking about this. I said
I can't do it in front of people.
There's Lee dancing, and then somebody's eating a sandwich watching him on their lunch break.
Yeah. You guys need like a video where in the middle of it, there's a B-roll of like your coworkers from far away.
Yeah. Well, that's the best part because when it was lunchtime, everybody's away. So the whole job's like empty. You can kind of find some empty spots to go to. But like the apprentice that I had with me that did all my filming, and he was in some of the videos, we'd be walking to our filming location and he'd be like, "Hey guys, watch Lee. Come watch Lee record his video. He's gonna go dance in front of the camera."
Oh God, so he'd hype it.
I think it's the buddy effect.
It kind of like took the edge off of it for me, a little bit. Like everybody knew what we were doing. That everybody thought it was awesome. They thought it was funny. They couldn't wait to see the next one. So.
I think that's the same thing like when you go to Home Depot and you're like, I'm in the lumber yard or like the lumber aisle. And like, I can't believe walnuts this expensive. But when you're with like your wife or a friend, you're just like your phone's in the air. Yeah. You're gesturing wildly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you came out of your shell.
Zone.
Yeah.
I remember when you made the guitar for the first time, and then I found out that you had made several and stashed them in different points of the job site.
It was a very large job
you?
site. Oh, it was like the job site we were on was like 100-story building on its side. So at any given day, we'd be on this side of the building or on this side of the building, or we'd be in the middle. So I had one on each end and one in the middle.
That's funny.
Because we had a limited time, so we didn't want to spend 10 minutes going to get the dang guitar. It's valuable.
I mean, seriously, if that's that big, or you'd have it like strap it to something.
Yeah, it's like
that's a behind the scenes right there.
Yes.
Away.
Lee, we're giving you some like reels that aren't going to launch on Friday, just like little funnies that spread out through the week.
Love it.
You need like a making of series, like when MTV used to do that.
Like I've done some of the bloopers from like some of the recordings we've done.
Yeah,
it's and like the collaboration bloopers are the best.
Yeah,
those are always
ridiculous. They're fun to
That's
do.
usually gold.
I do too much. I sent him a whole video of just saying give it to me, daddy. And then I watched it, and then I sent a copy to his wife because I felt wrong about it. And I was like, listen, I just sent your husband a video. It's a minute long. And it's like literally me telling him he's pretty fly for a white guy and to give it to me, daddy. So I'm like, I'm not flirting with him. I just want to let you know I just sent your husband this video. And I had her dying.
She's like, I could care less too.
It's a good thing Danielle's like one of the most chill, relaxed, the least likely to react people I've ever met, right?
Yeah.
She won't listen to this, right?
No. I hope not.
Anytime I call Lee, I'm like, Lee, you're going to Workbench Con. We're picking you up this time. I just hear her go in the background. What?
No, he's not. She's fiery. I like that about her.
Oh yeah, she's a feisty one.
Love that woman. You two complement each other so well.
We're not polar opposites, but I lack, she excels, and where she lacks, I excel. So
it's a good thing.
You're partners.
Yeah.
See, you're quieter, but in a way more outgoing. She's louder, but I feel like more reserved. Or less likely to take a risk. I regularly call her and yell at her about her like, you need to do more Etsy stuff. Your stuff's amazing. Charge more.
She needs everything to be planned out. She needs to have a schedule. And I'm just like loosey goosey. Like we get there when we get there. We complement each other well.
I was gonna say I'm the same way with my husband. Is like we are complete opposites.
I'm a slob. She's an absolute OCD neat freak. So I haven't vacuumed the house in 10 years. I do it wrong.
Well, let me ask you this: are you OCD in other aspects of your life, though?
In the shop,
okay.
I'm OCD.
I was gonna say, look at his shop. Unless he cleaned it for us.
No, like every time I use a saw, I have to vacuum. I can't stand walking on sawdust. It gives me
firmly believe that
I don't know.
Whole type A and OCD thing, it depends on where you are and what your passions are.
I get that from my father because his garage is every little nook and cranny is a place has a place, a home. So he knows where everything is, even if he hasn't touched it for 30 years. He knows exactly where it is, and that I don't have because I lose shit all the time. But it's organized.
This is the only room I keep cleanish.
Yeah.
Because I record in here.
Yeah.
Like literally the garage, it needs help. I need to give it some love.
I need to clean it once a week just to get like a reset. Just to start,
like I can't go in the house if the shop's dirty. Like that's the end of the night routine is vacuum up the shop, get rid of all the dust. I hate dust.
Yeah, I could tell from your power carving video that you launched.
Yeah, that thing worked unbelievable. I couldn't believe how good it worked.
You said you made a little cyclone thing going on here. I loved it.
This dust collector is so powerful. It's
so
ridiculous.
Good, right?
Oh my god.
I'm gonna.
I couldn't have done that with the old one.
No, those
the Harvey.
You'd also have like dust in the air too, because the HEPA filter on that thing is awesome.
Yeah. I'm in love with this machine.
Well, because your shop. So talk about, you guys moved recently. Talk about your new shop, because I'm still yet to visit.
Yes.
You went from what to what?
I went from a 10-foot by 16-foot shed.
Okay.
On the edge of my property to a 2-car garage with a loft above it. So beautiful. I have so much room that I'm running out of already.
Well, now your tools can actually breathe a little bit.
Yeah, it's great. I have to walk all the way across the garage to get something now. I used to just be able to turn around and grab it.
Well, you don't have to like outfeed your joiner through the bandsaw anymore.
True.
I was attending one of those pre-Workbench Con classes. It was about shop design. And they say like sometimes the bigger footprint messes you up because you end up taking way more steps than you would have in your old setup. So you have to be careful with how you arrange things. Yeah.
I mean, I got a pretty decent setup going. I've only changed it a little bit since I put it together. But I'm happy with it so far.
Your old shop was immaculate. Like, it was the way it was laid out.
It was very easy to clean because it was so small.
Yeah, but still literally every inch, like I was joking around about the joiner outfeeding through the bandsaw, but it was basically that. Like every tool outfed through another tool or around it or something. It was so well done.
We had the flip top car everything was on wheels. So if I needed to move something, or if I had to turn the table saw to cut something longer, I could easily do that. Now things are a little bit more stationary, which is nice. Not having to move everything. Everything's plugged in, and transcends with what you make.
Do you know what I mean? Like you are somebody who's meticulous with every little step of your process. Like everything that you do is either like 1,000 holes. Like I remember when I was first following you, you're sitting there at the drill press. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like you're meticulous with your work, and that's kind of fun that it transcends into your cleaning habits too.
And it's weird that that's only in the shop. Like if you've asked Danielle, I'm not like that in the house. I'm just
you care less there.
Exactly. I think this is mine, But
and you're passionate about it. Plus, she loves cleaning. Like she
does.
I like felt that when I was there.
Send her over. I'll cook.
Yeah.
But I definitely saw your like attention to detail and how meticulous you were. So the first time Lee and I meet in person, correct me if I'm wrong, because I was already wrong once on the show, was you coming out to our new house.
It might have been before the first Maker Camp, right?
Did we meet at Maker Camp as well?
I feel like you guys we met. I think before, we were and it's so funny.
Yeah, so I think it was at our house, and it was like because I remember it being kind of like a weird big deal. Like we invited these two strangers to come to our house that we knew so well because we talked on Clubhouse, we talked on Instagram and just via calls and whatever, and we invited them to stay over. Lee was going to help me do all the electrical in my shop.
Oh yeah.
And when I saw him help me with the panel, do the panel, I was blown away. It was like magic happening. This guy is the magician when it comes to electrical. And I paid him in the most appropriate way possible after watching him drill thousands of holes on cribbage boards. I literally paid him with my old Shapeoko CNC. I was like, this is your payment. Please come out, help me with this thing. I'll pay for the material. You take the CNC because you need it. Because I had the Onefinity on order at that point. I'm like, I cannot think of a better home than to give it to someone that will use it. And you still have it in your shop.
Yep. I love it. I love it. I use that thing. I'm getting better.
Dude, you're killing it.
It takes you a while,
no
but
more
you
drill
do.
press holes.
But it is funny that we both brought that up because that is like, that's how we met him. Like he was a drill press guy pretty much.
It's funny. I can still do it quicker on the drill press.
I'm sure you can.
But it's not perfect like it is on the CNC.
And you're walking away.
Right.
I found it funny that
it took me a while to do that. It took me a while not to be like hovering over it, keeping an eye on everything, making sure it's not messed up. Because I've definitely messed up a few.
Oh yeah, I mean we all have.
Yeah. I
do have to give you some credit for ingenuity because you lasered the holes. You threw them in a Glowforge. You lasered all the spots so that you can get it as dead perfect as possible.
And
you didn't sit there with like
helped
dots.
out tremendously with tear out. There was no tear out because
the laser was already broken.
It was already broken around the top layer.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and it was a lot easier to aim the brad point bit, right in the center of that, having something, a target,
Well, that's a cool tip for anybody who.
And even if I was off a little bit,
Lee's hot tip,
the circle from the laser was dead nuts, so it worked great.
That's awesome. Dang, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
See, that's what you get when you're in a smaller shop. You think outside the box. You really do.
You have to. I did a post recently about that. Do you know what I mean? Like when you first start off, though, you only have a few tools, and I think people forget about that because they see all of us and we have like lots of toys now, right? But like all I started with was a router, and I posted a video of that the other day. I was like, I had a router, and I had a jigsaw. That's
I remember you used to hand carve all the stuff with the router.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I don't want anyone to think like they can't do something because they don't have the tool.
That's why I put out those videos about using the table saw as a jointer. And, all the comments are just get a jointer. This isn't right. I'm like, well, this is for the people that don't have a jointer.
That don't have it.
Yeah,
like me. So
I don't have one either.
I know what it's like not to have one. If you don't have one, can't afford one. You don't have room for one. This is an option.
Do you not have any joiner right now?
Nope. Not yet.
Not yet.
He's got some more jobs for you.
Yeah, no, you need a jointer because I used to be a non-believer. Of one of the first episodes on AWP, they were asking us about essential tools, and I was like, I don't need a joiner. I've gotten by with that one fine. And then I got one, and I was like,
I had an old 6-inch Delta where the fence was missing, so the guy used a piece of angle iron and plywood, and it worked. It did a 90-degree, no
but it
problem.
Probably wasn't very smooth, I assume.
Well, no, it was smooth. It just you couldn't rake the fence to get any angles, which 90% of the time you're not using anything.
You want it flat.
But it just took up space because I didn't use it that much. I found that the table saw was quicker, so I sold it I gave it away basically on Facebook. I just got rid of it.
And then if you run stuff through the planer and keep flipping sides, you'll get it flat eventually on both sides. It's fine.
Yeah, I have a planer sled that I use for the planer if I need to. I have the router sled for bigger stuff. So
how do you like that? That was one of the first things you built was that table for it, right?
Yeah. So I got 2 6-foot by 3-foot tables almost, and I just sandwiched them together, and that's the center of the shop.
That's
nice.
The
outfeed table and assembly table, and I have plans to enclose everything for the most part, but now I have the dust collector underneath my table, so that didn't take up any footprint of the shop. The dust port on the Harvey comes right out the front, so it goes right into the table saw, and then it wires off into the blue flexi hose to all my other tools. I was gonna hard pipe it, but I don't think I kind of like the way it's set up now. Because I like using that hose for the vacuum.
It's a lot less work if it works, yeah.
But that thing's so strong, I have to turn it down when I vacuum because it doesn't allow the hose to expand.
Oh, really?
Suction's so strong, yeah.
I always have to have a 1 4-inch open somewhere.
Yeah.
When I'm cleaning up.
Interesting. Good to know.
Now you had to lift your table and your table saw for it?
I lifted my table, and the table has adjustable legs on it, so I brought it up 2 holes, 2 inches. And then I had to put blocking on the mobile base underneath the table saw. What I did was I there's like corner braces on the mobile base. I just put some blocking under there, screwed into those through the wood that's assembling the base. And then I drilled, at first, it would float all over the place, kind of moved around. So I took a Forstner bit and drilled down just a little bit, for the feet to sit in, and it kind of just locks it in place with gravity.
Sorry, I giggled when you said Forstner bit.
Forstner bit.
Forstner bit. Yes, you are from the magical land of Boston.
I am from Boston.
Yeah.
I'm Western Mass. I only say a few things like that.
At least you don't say major like some other people.
Major.
Oh damn. So now you raise that table saw, but is that a little awkward? How many inches did you have to raise it?
I raised everything 2 inches, and
he loves it.
My back doesn't hurt from leaning over anymore.
Really?
It's such a nice working height. It worked out so great. I love it.
It's so funny because I literally was going to say, now how's the ergonomics feeling?
And it's not like you wouldn't think that like 2 inches makes that big of a difference.
Ask your wife.
But he had to, huh? I walked right into that. I walked right into that.
Because I was just about to do a little.
But it does.
But it does.
See, the reason I'm asking is because I'm about to raise my jointer up by about 2.5 inches. Now the jointer, though, a lot of times you want to apply downward pressure. So having it higher, you're getting a little less downward pressure.
Yeah.
But I realized if I raise my jointer, I don't have to have it in front of my miter station. I can tuck it in almost like 9 inches or 10 inches. And if I lift it up, the entire miter station's my outfeed. So that'd be kind of nice. Except I still only have 5 feet of infeed unless I open the garage.
That's the other thing. The one garage door that I use as like an extra wall, I unplugged the opener so nobody hits the wrong button.
Oh, I did that too.
I have to like take everything that's hanging off the door to open it if I have something big going through the table saw.
So you've got to fix that.
That's something I have to fix. Yeah.
That's the one by the table saw.
Right behind the table saw. Yeah.
Now, what about the other side?
Other side's like I use as like an entrance into the house. I pull up and that's how I come into the house usually.
Lee, how long have you been there?
We moved in November. So a little over 3 months.
He hasn't got to experience the garage like with the doors open yet. So.
I know. I really want to get the screen doors.
I've seen those
on the tracks.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's what my goal is this summer, probably.
You keep your shop clean enough to have.
I've always wanted one.
Yeah. I always thought those were cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows how good they work, but we'll try it out. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, that'd be a sweet setup.
Now, would you ever, I guess you can't really enclose one of the doors because you use one as like the main walkway. The other one you might need for more infeed, right?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't, but I mean, I would have no reason to, I don't think.
Well, heat or cold.
Yeah, I mean, I have I got the same, little heater that you have. It's half insulated. The loft is not insulated, but all 3 of the 4 walls are insulated. So it takes the curse off. I mean, on a 50-degree day, I can get it to 60 in here. The last weekend nice. When it was like negative 200, I didn't even come out here.
I had a video due for Saburrtooth that I literally just did one night because I knew like the next day I couldn't do it. I was like,
I turned the heater on for like 6 hours and it was still like 20 degrees out here. I was like, nope, not happening.
Lee, you got to insulate, man. I'm telling you.
No, I know. I want to spray the ceiling and then create like a door at the loft because it just stairs open to upstairs, which is no insulation.
Dude, make a plan, get the stuff. I'll come out. We'll knock it out in a weekend.
Yeah, because I think you can get like just a tank and spray it yourself pretty easily.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Figure something out.
I'll YouTube that later.
YouTube it. I got to tell you, because I insulated mine, and the day we had 1 degree or 0 degrees, whatever it was here, the shop never dropped below 40.
Is there heat in there too, or it's just the insulation?
Well, that's just standard, just literally just the shop. The shop.
That's cool.
If I put the heat on, I can get it up to 70 degrees within a couple hours.
Wow.
Because I realized a space heater. That's
someone broke my brain with this, and you never really think about this. So when you're running the heaters and whatnot, yeah, the air might be a little warm, but the thing is, you have a bunch of cast iron ice cubes sitting all over your shop, and the ambient temperature of those tools is still 40 degrees or 50 or 20 or 10, and they're literally radiating cold the whole time. It's just like those whiskey cubes that you drop in there. So if you can over a period of time or keep an ambient temperature in there, it's easier to heat up the tools, and the tools will literally keep the temperature for you. It's really nice.
And the floor too, like the concrete floor stays cold.
Did you put anything down for that?
No, I tossed it around for a minute and I was like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, you do.
I was gonna say, well, you can always revamp your shop because you have a job that you go to every day. Your shop doesn't have to be ready yet. You can still play and take time away and just spend time building up your shop to where you want it.
One day, maybe.
Like that's the best part about having a day job, though. When you do this, is like you're not dependent on the shop being usable.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
You don't have to get in there every day.
I want to, but I don't have to.
Yes.
Well, let's
you
talk
can still
about
be in there.
Yeah.
So talk about your job as much as you can. Like just like you're obviously you like your job, you want to keep it going, pays well, benefits, all that obviously. Like what's your like usual schedule like? Because you get up pretty early. There's times that I'm still up and you're waking up.
Well, you don't sleep, Peter. So
it's about him, not me.
Yeah.
He's not joking. We've been texting 4 a.m. because he's still awake. I start at 6. I usually head into Boston around 4:30. Just get a parking spot, and we work till 1:32 in the afternoon, and I'm home around before 3 every day. It's so nice beautiful. Now. My son doesn't get off the bus till 3:40 now, which is insane.
Ooh,
so I get to come home. I have a little time to myself before Danielle gets home and he gets home. And
that's actually really nice.
It is nice.
I usually try not to bug you until like after 4. I don't realize you're home that early. I know when to call you now.
Well, that'd be nice though, because they actually could relax and talk to you instead of being like, "Hey, stop doing that." Or no, I don't know what Pokemon that is.
Yes, exactly.
And I've asked you this in the past, but do you want to go full time with either woodworking or content, or are you seeing glimpses of it?
I'd love to, but I don't think I could give up like what I have as far as, a steady income and like of the retirement alone. Like I'm pretty set up for my retirement if I keep working the way I'm working.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, I got in the union right out of high school when I was 18, which we were talking at work today because I'm working with a guy that I went through my apprenticeship with 18 years ago. So half our lives we've been in the business.
Wow,
which is wild. I can't believe the time's flown.
You don't look a day over 25.
Thank you.
I like how your voice.
It's because I hide all my grays under the hat. But yeah, that's the only thing hold. I mean, I would love to be able to do content, but like I think about it and I'm like, who's gonna watch me?
Really, Lee?
Do that. I know, but you can only dance around so much. You
don't need to dance though.
That's a small part of what you do.
Yeah. Because like we said, you do everything with such precision. You're an artist, my friend. Like your work comes out so pretty at the end. It's very polished. And you could talk more about it, or you could talk more about what you're doing and put that content out there. People would like to learn from you.
And that's been a goal of mine to like do some like legit edited YouTube videos and try and get more into that. I haven't had the time to buckle down and do it. I probably have had the time. I just haven't had the motivation to do it.
It's a whole different beast. Like YouTube is absolutely
and I'm probably it probably scares me more. Like I'm intimidated by YouTube.
Also, it's hard to stop feeding Instagram. We get so accustomed to feeding Instagram.
Yeah.
I didn't post today and I feel so weird. I have a post and I just haven't done it.
Like I've made YouTube videos in the past and then I go to upload it and I'm like, oh, I edited that whole thing in vertical format. It's gonna be a little box. Well, just like stupid little things like that, like
Lee, I'll tell you this, and it's I'm sure nobody should do this though. I post all mine vertical because I just don't have the time. Oh my God. Can you believe I admitted that?
And it's not a short, it's a long?
It's a long, like 2 minutes and 16 seconds.
Whoa.
I know. Watch out. People watch everything on their phone.
So 2 minutes is a long time.
That's a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's take that, Danielle.
You heard it here first.
2 inches makes a difference, and 2 minutes is a long time.
Show title.
That's what you learned here today.
The rule of twos. But it's so true. It's so intimidating. Like you said what I think all of us think all the time, which is, who would watch me? Mm-hmm. Who would do this? Or why would anyone spend 5 minutes of their day, their busy day, watching me dance or watching me show how to cut a dovetail? Right. Like we underestimate ourselves.
Like,
there's an
gives
audience.
Me the right to show somebody else how to do it when I learned it on the same platform.
Yeah. I think that what we really need to think to ourselves is, what gives the other people the right? Like, why? Like, not that they aren't qualified to do it, but like they felt validated. But by I think one of the biggest things that
maybe they didn't, and they were scared too. And
they were scared too, or they just took a shot,
or they're guts to do it.
Blindly cocky. It doesn't matter what it is,
Right.
Probably that last one.
I think what we have going for us as a community of these makers, because like, let's be real, there's a family here that we all kind of grew unintentionally, and it's awesome. And Lee, you're at the center of it. Like, it's so nice to like know you and have you in my life, because you are one of the people that are very well known in our big group of, I'd say like 300 makers, and I think what we have is like validation, because it's so, people tend to keep us in our molds outside of our maker space. People are like, well, you're an electrician, why are you dancing? Or why you're an electrician, like you don't need to be doing woodworking. Or like, oh, I don't really like care about woodworking, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, those people keep you in your shell. The people that we're all friends with bring you out of the shell. And I think I would say almost more than anyone else does that better for the community, because you show people that you can be a little silly, you can have a great time, and then also let me show you my skills, because you come up with some unique ideas, man. And I'm like, I'm riding that lead train right now, because like you show people that like, hey, I'm introverted, I'm quiet, but I'm gonna dance, and then I'm gonna show you how it's done. In both cases, actually, how it's done. And and kind of show people that you can do what you want. And it works, man. You're growing, you're blowing up. And the fact that you're keeping up with videos every single week is
impressive.
It's exhausting.
My God, I am so impressed.
I can't tell you how many times I've just been like, maybe I'll skip 1 week.
No.
Can't do it. I can't
give up.
How long has it been?
Over a year and a half.
That is very impressive.
I remember when you hit a year.
Every Friday, yeah.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
I remember talking to you about it too.
March or May will be at 2 years.
Wow.
It's coming up. It's coming quick.
You started them kind of to try to break out of your shell, right? Like that was like your way to kind of express yourself and to get your face.
Like music's a big part of my life. I love all kinds of music, as you can probably tell, right?
Yes, you have quite a mixture.
And like I grew up, my parents were always blasting music. Half the songs I grew up on, you've heard me on a Friday do. And then once I got the reactions from people, and I saw like how much people enjoyed them, that's what keeps me going now.
Yeah,
because like there's people that reach out to like, what's the video today? Like this I wait all week for these. Like I follow you just because of these like videos.
And you always try for 2 p.m. I know, because it stresses
you out.
I
do aim for 2 p.m. Yeah,
yes.
That's when we leave work. So I always aim for 2 p.m. So
I know one day you were cutting it real close, and we were waiting some video from like Morgan, and you're like,
yes, I was like,
is that the gym? Where is it?
I'm always a latecomer too myself.
He's got me texting Morgan. I'm like, hey babe, did you get your video?
She's like, I'm at the gym. I guess I could film it here.
She's like, so she is.
Okay.
Yep. Talk about being adventurous. She doesn't like to express herself like that, but because you wanted her in a video, she recorded herself exercising at a gym. Like, that's love. That is community right there.
On the opposite end, like so many people have recently been like, next time you do one, like I want to be in it.
I want to be in.
I want to be it. Count me in. So It's fun. I think those ones I like the best because it gets everybody, like everybody gets together
Plus we all
and
get
like,
pumped to see ourselves.
well, and everybody's looking like nobody knows what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's
it's
like the
true.
best
It's a
part. Like
mystery.
I'm the only one who knows like who's doing what part, editing it down, and then I get to put it all together. That's the funnest part is editing everything.
Do
I
you
like
record those
editing a lot.
ones like in advance so you have a little longer to edit those, or do you still just do it all in the week?
The like collaborations.
Yeah.
If I like, because I'm an idiot, I'll text people on Monday and I'll be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
can you do this by Friday?"
I was gonna say
I
you
should
usually do it
always-
the same week.
Yeah,
I thought so.
do-
You
I
should buffer it.
Like there's been times where I'll like hit up somebody like, "Hey, you busy today? Like you got 5 minutes to record
You've
something?"
done that to me.
Yes.
I've gotten one of those.
Because it's like the ideas in my head, and I'm like, I want to get it out now before it loses its, but yeah, that's fun. I mean, I have fun with it. I try and joke around as much as I can with it, not take it. I think some people see it and they think I'm like being serious about it. Like, obviously, you haven't been following me very long.
You're like, you didn't know I was supposed to be a professional lip singer. That was my goal my whole life. Here I am.
That's
honestly
like one of the last like the Dave Matthews one I did took off.
Did it?
Like that was like the first one to really pop off. Like a bunch of local Boston channel like pages.
I've been noticing you getting shared on. Yes,
they were sharing it. Like Dave Matthews Band, like they have a cult following. So
apparently,
like
I remember you found that out and you were like, "What? Apparently, this is a thing."
So I was like, "All right, cult following bands. Like I'm doing those songs from now on."
I made a Metallica piece, and that happened with that too.
Yeah,
same thing. Like people who really love a certain band. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Here, Insane Clown Posse is really hot right now. So do that one.
You really want to see? That would be so
Pete,
funny.
do you have any white and black makeup?
I could do something. I'll ask.
I know Emma's got
got like foundation on my face.
I say, babe, put an order in. We need.
And the listen, there's always going to be some haters or people think like that's silly or whatever, but it really doesn't matter. And that's the thing. That's the first people we think of. What we don't think of is the people that are not maybe in this community, are not woodworkers. They just enjoy the content. They enjoy you. They like you for you. And it makes no sense because I don't think I'm that interesting at all, but somehow people watch, and people love these videos.
My grandmother is obsessed with them.
I love it.
She makes my dad come over every Friday to show her the video. She could absolutely care less about any of the woodworking. She does not. She's like I was like, did you see this thing I made? She's like,
look
at my show me the video, the Friday, the dancing one.
The Friday video.
I'm like, that's all she cares about is the Friday videos.
She wants the boogie, okay? She just wants to sit there and just watch her grandson be ridiculous.
So now I got to be like careful what songs I do, if there's any curse words in there.
Oh, just let it go.
My mom's like, you don't want your grandma. Your grandma can't listen to that song.
Grandma's like, do you know what I've lived through?
Yeah, I know.
I can handle this.
She's never heard it before.
Yes. That's so cute.
That's the best part about it is getting all the reactions from everybody.
So like, what's next?
I was totally gonna say like, what's the next product?
Because like you're now getting settled in your shop. You're at the new place. I know you guys have been looking forward to that for a while. You're famous, obviously, because of the dancing, and like what's next for Lee? Like, what's the next tools? What's your next, like, what are you working on? Go.
And
I think I want to get a jointer.
Right.
Whoa. Like, you heard it here first, folks.
I know. But I want to start doing bigger things, like bigger projects, and you really to make it easier on myself and to be able to produce the product I want to produce. A jointer might be in the future.
All right. You got a spot for it?
I'll find room. The CNC might go. The attic or the loft might become CNC Central.
Oh,
That's cool.
Because it's wide open up there. I have one little corner carved out for wood storage, and it's the same footprint as my shop, empty, basically.
what are the walls tapered, or is it?
That's what
They're tapered, but I mean, even if I put like, I'd lose a few feet, you know, on either side, but two of the walls are 90 degrees. So
yeah. You'd be
Okay.
fine. That's
All right.
awesome.
That's smart.
I've been tossing the idea around. Originally, I said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna put the laser up there, put the CNC up there," and it lived here for a little bit, and it just hasn't moved. But
It's got a good home now.
yeah, it's got a good home now. I
It
mean,
would open up your footprint
I have
for sure.
3 workbenches basically that I don't need. If I put one of them up there, it would be fine.
Now I cannot wait to see what the situation is like when like the summer heat hits, and see if you're gonna want to still do CNC work up there.
In there. Yeah.
Not that I'm discouraging you, but the attics are when you're right up against the roof, even when it's insulated.
I hear he knows electrical work though. He could get a system up there.
He could, get something going up there. But either
I've been
way, it's
tossing
still
the idea
awesome
about putting
storage.
a split unit, you know, in here or getting some sort of AC going. But
now,
it's
are
like
you
the countdown till the AC gets installed?
Are you like really close to neighbors or not really?
Not really. Like I can't see them if I look out the window. They're far enough away.
Oh, okay, great.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's like if you have a mini split, like the unit outside, it won't really bother them. Or
I mean, there's a pool pump and everything on this side of the house. I'd probably just plop it right next to that. That thing's running all the time. And the guy across the street has every type of machinery you could think of, and I barely hear him. So they're used to the noise. He's like, don't be, you know, my sons and I will be out here on our snowmobiles and our 4-wheelers. Like, just if we're too loud, just let us know. I was like, perfect.
Snowmobiles in the summer, that's weird.
Because I'm going to be running the planer and table saw. And
when I first started woodworking, I kept checking in with my neighbor because my garage, like, thankfully their garage is next to my garage.
Yeah.
So there's that nice buffer. But I'm like, is this too loud? I'll just send random texts like the CNC's going. Like, nope. I'm outside carving on a deck. Is this too loud? Like, I'm like, because I don't want to bother
in-laws
somebody.
are in the in-law apartment on the opposite end of the house, and they can't hear me. If I'm out here, I can run everything at
that's
9
good.
o'clock, and they say they
great.
can't hear me. So
nice.
That was my concern too. It's always a dang CNC, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the loudest thing I have now.
I don't think people realize how loud they can be, especially if you're trying to go fast and hard.
I think the shop vac I have hooked up to it is louder than the CNC.
Oh, really?
Well,
yeah.
Well, because it all adds up. Like,
it does.
all those little
combined
sounds
together.
Throw an air compressor on too. Like, get wild. Like,
but if you ever want to test your CNC and your noise in a garage, just run a sheet of plywood. Just let it run, carving, whatever. Go outside. Plywood's the loudest thing to cut.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, that screech.
That end mill.
Yeah. It's awful.
I guess the only thing I haven't really tested is the planer with the doors closed outside, because I'd be running the planer. I'm
exactly.
I'm running boards through it while I'm testing it.
She'd do it in style.
Yeah, the planer's loud too.
I'm glad you're able to make noise, because I mean, you're not really a night owl, but you have the option of like maybe even going in there in the morning or something. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna wake up neighbors, which is really cool, because a lot of us have to deal with neighbors or family or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, my garage.
I've definitely been out here later than I would ever be out in the other shop.
That's cool.
Because plus it's nice being attached. I didn't want to be attached to the house.
Oh, it's the best.
I was like so against that when we were looking for houses, but now that I'm in it and it's connected, it's so nice.
It's so nice.
Just be able to take your boots off and walk inside, you know.
And like your kid comes
trudging
in,
through the snow,
just says hi. Yeah, I remember you like watching the videos of you going in deep snow to your shop, which I always laughed because I was like, he set up he walked around so there was no footprints, set up a tripod. Or Danielle was recording it.
Oh yes,
that's commitment.
Walk back, get the tripod, set it up again. Yeah, with a table pedestal on my shoulder.
I remember I think you were building a table base at the time. It was that big snowstorm last year.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt so
because
bad.
I had to get the base out of the shed so I could make the top because there was no room.
Yeah.
So I had to put the base in the garage just so I could make the top.
Dedication.
Yeah.
He's committed. Like anytime I was like, my shop's too small. Stop it. Lee is in a shed and he's killing it. You were though, like legitimately.
It
When
was
I was in my
legit.
old
I'd
shop,
say
I
it's
would
a
complain
legit
about
shed,
it all
It
the
was
time.
legit a shed. Yeah.
And if I remember the first time I was you remember when I first saw your shop, it was literally like stars in my eyes. I was like, you do all in here because what? This is all. I was like just blown away how well everything was stored, how well the space was used. Oh, it was just chef's kiss.
It seriously was though. You had a whole little wood storage system on the top. Like
Yep.
it was very nicely set up. It's
Just
amazing
bordering
what
on
people
dangerous.
can do.
So much wood up there.
It's amazing what we can do at our houses though. Like you wouldn't think about it. Like when you first started making content, I'm sure you only probably started filming in like one little small corner. And then eventually we start like venturing outside and let's come over here. And what else can I do? And I love when people do finish shots and they go for like a walk in the woods near their house. Like the commitment to finding like that cool shot.
Well, like Danielle kind of introduced me to the fact that sunlight is like the best light, like for taking photos. And so I just did the coffee table. She's like, you need to take it outside into the front yard and take pictures because the sun's going to look amazing on that. And she was right, 100%. Like I would have just taken pictures of it in my garage floor.
I do all mine outside because it's like the only place that's a clean background.
Yeah.
Like purely.
Yep. Now, do you have a lot of property now? So like you got a good amount?
Yeah, we got about 2 acres.
Oh, wow.
And do you back up to woods anywhere?
The backyard is all woods.
Oh,
so it's my property abuts like the town forest.
Oh,
so we give Steven a high vis vest and a walkie talkie, and he just goes out in the woods.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Venturing.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
he's
found some pretty crazy stuff out there.
Well, hopefully nothing too crazy.
Nothing crazy, but like, I think the people that were here before had like high school aged kids, and they definitely like, partied out there and like.
Oh, okay, so it's not like
made forts and stuff. No, it's like harmless.
Pop! I found a leg. Like nothing like that. Okay.
like arrows. Like I think they had there's like a deer stand in the backyard. Like he's found all sorts of stuff.
That's cool. Would you ever put a shop on the property?
A separate building? Probably not.
No. Oh, okay.
Nah.
He's
I'm good.
now.
I'm in here. I'm good now.
Oh, fair.
He's
I just didn't know if Danielle wants like park in a garage.
It's I mean the property's pretty hilly. It'd be kind of hard to find a spot to put a building. But
gotcha.
The one spot that we do have set aside, we're putting up a big shed for all the outdoor equipment and everything.
That's nice. I want a carport real bad. That's what I want for my next purchase. Just
nice.
so I can just like extend my shop out to the driveway in the summer and bringing it back in afterwards. Like the cheapest way.
Just a cover.
Yeah, just some covering from the sun. I'm fragile. I burn very quick. And I want to carve on my driveway. No one's home during the week. I don't think it'll bother too many neighbors. And I just want to be out there.
Yeah. I mean, outdoors where you want to be carving.
Right?
You're making all that dust. You don't have to worry about it.
I was doing my deck this summer and it looked great and everything, but every day I had to get up, move all the lawn furniture to the other side.
Yeah, because it'd be
adjust
covered.
all this. Yep.
Yeah.
And then when I was all done, I had to blow it all out nice and then rearrange the furniture. I was like, it was a process.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I just want to be like, roll out. You know what I mean?
Love it.
Got it. Ease. Everything on wheels. Like,
oh, yeah. I'm in a big shop now. It's still everything on wheels. I love it. Well, a couple things not on
Gotta
wheels.
have everything on wheels, yeah.
Just wait, Lee. Like one day you're gonna hit a point, because I just hit it recently, where like you realize you have one tool too many now. Like where one tool can't be set up in its permanent spot, it's always on like rolling around out of the way. That's my rigid spindle sander right now.
That's how the flip top cart is right now. It kind of migrates around the shop.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't have really a good home for it yet.
that's my bandsaw, my drill press. I keep looking at it and I'm like, I think I should get rid of it.
I have the full like floor standing one. I want to get a bench top. I don't need that sucker. It's too big.
I'm the same way. I mean, it's tucked away in the corner, Like it's not taking up much room, and that's
talking
the
about
only
drill
reason.
press?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
the only reason I haven't gotten like a bench top, because then I'm like, what bench would I put it on that I wouldn't want to move it? Like,
Yeah.
it's tucked away in the corner, it's out of the way. You know, it's
I
not
don't
taking
know.
up
You've got some
horizontal real estate.
space. You got some space. You could
Space
put a
behind
little
you.
drill. Yeah,
Yeah, you
there's
can double up one of
clearly
those clamps.
space.
Yeah.
Like, how often are you grabbing those little hand planers? I mean,
Yeah.
you can be slightly inconvenienced to grab it.
Why would I want that? I don't want any inconvenience.
Just wait. Just wait.
But I have the floor ones too, and it's just like I never use the bandsaw because I don't make bandsaw items. Like, I'm not resawing things right now. I would like to one day, but the drill press, I'm just like, I have a CNC. I don't want you.
I actually use mine surprisingly a lot, but just
You?
the footprint taking up too much.
It is. I have a 1-car garage. I have to maximize my space.
Like, I feel like I've thought about it, and I was like, I'd rather have the real estate on my bench than the little corner. Like, what else would I put in that corner? What's gonna fit? Nothing would fit in that corner.
Yeah, how soon before you get a Onefinity in there?
We'll see.
Hey, there you go. I won't tell
man.
Danielle. I won't tell her. Don't worry.
But they're so nice. Like,
I know.
they really are.
The things you would be able to do.
The shape of coat fits so nice on the workbench, though.
It does. It really does. That
It's
2x4
the perfect
footprint
size for like a beginner.
Yeah.
It is the perfect size to like learn.
You did kind of outgrow it though.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to make some funky moves with it. But you can pass through stuff, that thing.
Yeah.
You can work around it.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you absolutely can.
I had a similar model.
Yeah. I made some tweaks.
Good. I'm glad.
I always like when you can give this your like old machine to somebody that will modify it and make it better than it was. Like my NIGHTCARVER, I sold it and I was just like, take this, take thick. I gave him everything I could, and then like I knew it was in good hands. I'm like, okay, he'll make some nice stuff with that. I'm like, I just don't want that NIGHTCARVER anymore. I just can't.
I'm always afraid, like if I sell something to a friend or something, I'm afraid something's gonna go wrong with it.
Oh, me too.
And they're gonna be like, hey, what the hell did you sell me? This thing's a piece of crap. Like, I don't know. It worked fine for me.
Something was wrong with it, and I was like, oh my god, how much? Let me pay you for the part. It was like a $5 part.
Yeah.
But still, I was just like, so yes,
Yeah,
I understand that fear.
Like,
yeah.
I didn't do it on purpose, I swear.
Yes.
So it's good to like. That's the one nice thing of like when you grow and you grow your shop and you become. It's the word I want to use is wealthy, but it's not a money thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's wealthy is like I have the better version of this tool.
Yes.
This one has paid for itself multiple times over. I don't need any money back for it. And seeing someone that needs it get it makes me happy. And like being able to pass that tool on makes me feel so good.
Mm-hmm.
Some tools I'll sell, but like if I know somebody who needs this tool or whatever, like take it at like cost or at half price or take it for free or whatever. Because it's nice. Or do trade work. I like trade work. I like bartering.
Bartering is my favorite.
Bartering's the best.
It is. Like,
Yeah.
I'll make anyone some shop signs. Let's go. Let's do some trading.
I mean, that's what we do with brands, right?
Yeah.
Pretty
No,
much,
exactly.
yeah.
Like
And
before
you've
we get
been-
on the call, we were saying like I feel overwhelmed because I know I have 4 videos. Rigid. Like I gotta go. I gotta get those videos going. And
Yep.
it's like, oof.
It's a lot. And Lee, you've
Yeah.
been working with brands a lot more.
A little bit, yeah.
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 It's been nice to see you grow.
Mhm.
I'm,
It is.
It really
Uh,
has been, man.
I've been reaching out to a lot more brands. I think you got to be proactive if you really
You have
want.
to. Yes.
Yeah.
They're not all coming knocking. You gotta
Right.
just
They're not going to say, here, take this for free.
Yeah.
Like, you got to show them why they should give
Mhm.
you,
And if they do, they're not necessarily the ones you want to work with.
Yeah.
Not always, at least.
take this and destroy it. Make a video about it.
That was so on the nose.
They got
Everyone that
all of
knows.
us.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you
That's
know.
They messaged us all. They were
Yeah.
aggressive.
Take these for free and then just destroy them.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. Well, it's been incredible to watch you grow since the beginning. I've
I
literally
agree.
probably
It's been
followed
fun
you since
growing
the
with
very
you
start.
guys.
It's just
Right?
It's so nice.
Tiff, you look like you've blown up a little bit, or your account's gotten big. I looked today, and it was
Finally starting to gain a little
Yeah.
traction. Yes, and then I stopped
definitely
posting.
grown a lot since the last time I made a point to look.
Yeah, right. It's fun because I kind of like I don't like that my account's smaller, but I like that I can show everybody that you can still do a lot with a smaller account size. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I kind of like that. Like 10K, 11K is low now compared to what it used to be. Like that was our big goal. Gotta get to that 10K. Gotta get to it. Gotta
But
swipe
like,
up.
I feel like the small, like not being like a smaller account, but if you have less concentrated followers, like they're all engaged. They're like real people. They're not just like
Yes.
you have a viral video, they hit follow.
Yeah.
Like now you're at 100K. Like boom.
They're organically grown
They're
audience.
organically grown.
Yes.
They all follow you. They're
Mhm.
not just following
Yes.
that one video you made a year ago and haven't
Yes.
unfollowed you yet.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's my problem right now because I
know what I mean?
I blew up, but I still get the same like 30 people commenting on my stuff.
Right. Like
It's my
had a
core
big-
group.
I
It's
had
the
a
people I
big
talk to all the
growth
time.
spurt, but I
Yeah.
still get like 5,000 views or other than,
To
It's
be
your
honest,
OG people.
it
Right.
does feel good when you see a larger account have like the same amount of views on a post as you. You're like, we all feel this right now. You know what I
Yeah.
Who
mean?
was this? Pneumatic Addict. I think she just posted a little reel about
Yes.
like she saw like 84,000 and she did the math and like went to a post and I got 200 and something likes. And she was like, it was like 0.000003 whatever percent
Mhm.
of like her
her followers.
following.
Right? Yeah.
Like that's crazy. Yeah, none of this makes sense, guys.
Nope.
None of
Don't try and figure it out.
Mm-mm.
and don't try to let that number like judge your life. Do what you want. Do dance in front of a camera, right? Right, Lee?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I like
Once
it.
a
Oh,
week,
and
at least.
that's
a
when
week.
you started blowing up though, because you started to express your personality and you stopped caring and you took a chance. So
You can't care. I mean, if you're gonna be out there and put yourself up there,
Mhm.
post and ghost. Don't care about.
And show your face. I think when you really started showing your face,
You
and
pushed
being
me
more
to show
active,
my face, and I think
this
once
is
I
so
started
so
doing it,
pretty.
it
Show that
makes
money
the
maker.
account like a person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like there's lots of accounts out there you just see their hands, like that you never see their face.
But remember,
just
that's
like-
because back in the past, they used to tell us, just show your product. Don't be a person. If you're selling products, then you just want
It's
to
the
highlight your
opposite
product.
now.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. But
But
that,
you're the
A
product.
lot of the people I follow,
Yes.
it's because of the people. I don't even care what they're making half the
Yeah.
time.
yeah.
You know, I like that. I like this person. I think they're funny. I like their personality. Like,
Mhm.
I'm
That's
following
not
them.
how it
I'm
was
not-
when we all first started 16 years ago, whenever we started. If you're an oldie like me, it was literally just like, show off your product. And then people started talking about their products and holding it. And I was like, that's so weird.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing the same thing. I'm
Yeah.
dancing with a heart in my backyard, you know?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Whatever.
The
Yeah.
the photos turn into hands. Hands turn into like turning the camera around and then
Yeah.
talking. And then it's like not even about the product.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
That's why I love stories, because it's like little daily vlogs of people's
Stories are
lives.
my favorite. Yeah,
Yeah.
I live in the stories.
I live
That's
in stories and TikTok, because TikTok is like long versions of stories for
stories.
most people.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I gotta be better about stories. I've been
Do
told
it.
I need to post more stories.
Yes, you do.
I'll go through spurts. Like I'll have like one day where I'll post like a bunch of stories, and they do great. Like everybody,
Talk
the
about your
interaction's
commute. Talk
good.
about your job. You
I
know,
I gotta.
Go
just
on
say
a
when you're gonna
venture.
record. Yeah, when you're gonna record a video, or shout out your I don't want not assistant, apprentice. There we go.
Even if you make it a point to tease the song that you're doing the whole week, build anticipation for your Friday videos. That might be fun too. Like,
Yeah.
and it might give you a reason to post. When
Or
you
just
don't have
mess with
things to
people.
say. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be like,
Yes.
oh, we're recording the greatest rap song of all time, and it's like share.
Yeah.
You know, like, no one has to know.
Misdirection. That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
That's how you get them.
We got a
Yes.
good one coming up this week, I think. If everybody submits in time.
I can't
Uh-oh.
wait for like the news to get a hold of you, like someone at the local news
Local
station,
celebrity.
whatever. Local celebrity.
Well,
Dan's an electrician.
You went a little to New York for that. You gotta.
That Dave Matthews one, Boston.com reached out and did an interview with me.
Oh, what? Did they?
Yeah, I haven't seen the article yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what happened, but I did a 20-minute phone interview with Boston.com.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
So Lee, when is it that they're gonna start having you come out to the games and do a little dance? When are we gonna have that?
Do that? I couldn't do it in front of an audience.
What if you
I don't follow sports? The Red Sox
though?
Have like a halftime show, or like you could dance?
No, not at all. But he could totally go there and film at Fenway and do something cool. You were at the
my god.
You did the Sitco sign the other day, and that's iconic. Like, you're coming into Boston when you see the Sitco sign.
I could do it if the stadium's empty.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Full stadium. Your apprentice recording you.
We'll cut it together. I couldn't do it.
Just CGI the audience.
Yeah. I'll just pull clips from that movie, from the Red Sox movie. So yeah, Drew Barrymore and what's his name?
Jimmy Fallon. Honestly, 80s like
Field of
concert.
Dreams.
Yeah,
oh boy. Yeah, we look forward to that one.
That movie makes me cry every time.
Field of Dreams, it does. Yep. Honestly, I'm a big fan of that movie.
It's a tearjerker.
Let's end this podcast and cry about Field of Dreams. But Lee, wait, before we go, what is something that you really want to build that you're dying to build right now? Because I know you said you want to build bigger projects, but you never explained what is it.
So after I finish the island that I'm working on, it's this big 4-foot by 9-foot slab. It's taking up half the shop. And after building that first chair, I think I really want to build like a elaborate, like complex chair.
Oh, okay.
Like a really like even a rocker, maybe.
Ooh. You should go straight from Maloof.
Build
a Maloof chair. Get the plans.
To my boy Bliss. I think I might go up there for a crash course.
So you're gonna be on his podcast.
I'm not gonna be on it. I would be on it.
Aren't you? Oh, or is it?
I was just promoting it. I was just sharing.
Oh, okay.
I found out today that he had it. I didn't even know he had one.
I was gonna say, Bliss has a podcast. I didn't know.
Yeah, just started. Episode 1's dropping soon.
Oh, okay. All right. I felt bad, like I didn't know it's been going for like 2 years.
His first episode is gonna be his mentor that he learned from. So I can't wait. So
it's gonna be deep and emotional.
Yes, I'm sure, because that's Bliss.
We're talking about Robert Bliss from Bliss Made Furniture, by the way. Just if you're wondering who Bliss is.
I got to make it up to his shop and take the Bliss crash course on chair making.
He's not too far from you, right?
Probably around an hour.
He can't be very far.
No. In maker distance, that's nothing.
Yeah, it's true.
An hour is no excuse.
Yeah.
I'd come up just to watch them, film them mysteriously in the background creeping. Just because I could just see like
two big guys in overalls.
And then Tiff just, don't worry, I just want to take some pictures.
I'm just here to get some video and some slow motion of those curls.
Pretend I'm not here.
But I was gonna say, because Bliss is probably gonna go on some deep like rant about like the type of wood and why he uses this tool, and he never captures that stuff. But that man is poetic.
He is.
So it would be fun to capture it.
For sure.
Lee, you have to wear your overalls when you go up.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And just bring a bandana. Just
of course,
just do it. Yeah.
Is it a bandana or an ascot?
It might be both. He's fancy.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
If you don't know what that is, Google it.
I'll bing it later.
Bing it later, yeah. It's what Fred and Scooby-Doo wore. That's an ascot.
Ascot.
Yeah.
Yes. But I would say when in Rome, you know? Sure. Come on. Fred had a beautiful one. Oh man. All right, Lee. Well, listen, I'm glad we got you on here.
Thanks for having me.
Way more relaxed than you were when we were going to interview Peter. So I think you're getting used to this podcast stuff.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm getting there.
The loosey goosey now.
Loosey goosey.
People probably think that you're not like a shy guy because of your videos, but like, we know you. Like personally, we know that this is a lot for you to come on here tonight and talk about yourself. Like we could have asked you anything. You were gentle.
I'm an open book.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm getting more comfortable. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you look at why, like, getting nervous and stuff like that. It's why, like, I'm with my friends,
Exactly.
just talking. You know?
Man, I cannot wait to see where you're going to be in 2 years.
Me either.
Like double the time. Oh, you have even no idea what the potential you have. I'm gonna say that out loud. Like you think
agree.
you're not going to be looking at it full time. I think you're going to be very passionate about this because I see how you work. I see how you would work. I see what you really, really love. Just wait and see, man. You're going to be freaking huge. Can't wait to see it.
But the nice part is, though, you could still do this without going full time, though. Too,
of course.
He loves his job.
But he'd be famous and then just be like an electrician, ironically, still. Like
exactly.
Making millions, but then like I love the job.
Yeah. If electrician will be the best part-time job in the world.
Well, I talked to Frank from Real Frank Does It, and he is the same way. He loves his job. Like he's like, oh no, I'm never gonna leave that job.
Yeah.
Like doesn't matter how big his account may go. He's like, I like my job. I'm like, it's somewhere to go every day. It's a family you built there. Yeah. Oh, I think he's telling you that you're not going to have a problem with that in 2 years, my friend.
We'll see. We'll
see.
Keep
going.
I hope
agree.
so.
Oh no, you'll have a double income maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
That's what I mean.
Life's so hard.
No, you keep pursuing this. I think Peter is exactly telling you like the truth. Like you won't need to work.
I took a big step this year.
This
is the first year filing taxes.
Oh, me too.
Shot.
Me too.
Yeah.
My first time.
Because I have 1099s from all these people. That's why I have to.
It's like a very good stepping stone for us both.
Yeah,
though,
it's
do
definitely
that.
a learning process.
Mm-hmm.
Like learning what I need to. Yeah, exactly. Every time I'm like, look at Danielle's like, "Where's your receipt?" This is why I didn't do this.
Yeah, but just think about how much better you're going to be at it next year. Like that's all. I keep telling myself, think about how much better you're going to be doing this next year. Like, because my pay has
it'll just be second nature at one point, hopefully.
Yeah, exactly. I get money from everywhere, so right now it's like,
yeah.
Self-employed, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
That's the life. All right, guys, have a great night. Thank you for joining.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you soon, Peter.
I hope you enjoyed getting to know Lee. He is one of my favorite people out there in the making world. Such a nice guy. And obviously, I love Peter, and I feel the same way about him. There are so many people in this community that I absolutely love. Hence, having 3 podcasts about makers in the community. But I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who supports me. I really appreciate you guys. Just every time you listen and share about your experiences with the podcast, it really does help get more listeners to come in and join us. So thank you very much on that, and see you next time.